Hello everyone! I'm finally getting around to making vegan fish and chips, and I'm doing it two ways. This video is a bit long, but I'm definitely going to try to cut it down. Hello everyone! The time has come for vegan fish and chips, homemade with eggplant. You've probably heard about this. I'd heard about it and never tried it until I went to a place called Planted, and I really loved it. So I'm like, I'm gonna try making my own. What you're gonna need for this to give it the fishy flavor is some kelp granules. I think I also have nori sheets. I'm gonna get a brine going and soak that in there for, well, at least a couple of hours, maybe longer, heck, maybe overnight. But let me get started by cutting up the eggplant, peeling, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. So you're going to just take your eggplant, you're going to cut off the ends of it, you're going to peel it, and then it's about cutting it into the shapes that look like fish morsels. Okay, so now that you've peeled your eggplant, I think I'm going to cut like a piece like this. So then you're going to just cut the rest of the pieces about 1/4 of an inch thick. I'm cutting it in half to make it like smaller fish fillets. And if you kind of have that triangular shape to it, it kind of looks like a piece of fish. And as you see, I'm just cutting it like that. And, you know, do your thing. And then I saw a tip which said to sort of, I was thinking of sort of splicing it at the edge, but someone else said, like, kind of slice it as I'm doing there. Okay, so now that you have your eggplant cut into pieces, you're going to put it in a casserole dish so we can get the brine on here for it to marinate. You're just going to put this in your dish. Fit it all in there. And the one thing I saw one person do was add a little bit of olive oil. It's not necessary, and if you want to avoid the fat, you don't need to put it on, but his view was, and this is, I think, the same stash, just saw a quick video of his, if you put some olive oil on your eggplant, it will give it'll give it a little bit of that fat that comes from fish. So I'm just going to go for that, and we're going to see how that is. So I'm going to just put a little bit of olive oil, as you can see, rub it in, and let me get the brine ready, guys. So I'm going to water, some kelp granules. I think I have nori. I'm just going to add like different things to make it fishy, and some salt, because the salt really kind of helps to take out the eggplant taste. But when we got the one from Planted, I found it was a little too salty. Okay, so I have both kelp granules, great source of iodine, and I have dulse flakes. And I have about 2 cups of water right here, and I'm going to put a teaspoon of the dulse flakes, trying for at least a teaspoon here, but with the dulse flakes and the kelp granules, it should be enough. So for you guys, put a teaspoon, okay? We're gonna take the juice of half a lemon as well and put in there. Okay, so the half a lemon works out to just about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. There we go. And I'm gonna put a teaspoon of salt. Okay, definitely started to smell fishy, but you want to know something? I feel like I want to put a bit more dulse flakes in there. The lemon has offset a bit of that fishy smell, so I'm putting 2 teaspoons of the dulse flakes, 1 teaspoon of the kelp granules, because that's what I have. I've already put salt in the water, so I'm just going to do this. You're just going to pour this over nice. Okay, good. Hope it's not good. It's enough. Okay, perfect. And this is gonna now go in the fridge, and I'd say at least a couple of hours. And that's what it looks like, guys. Okay, so it has been a few hours. This is my eggplant in the brine. Okay, this definitely has a fishy smell to it. Now, I told you I was going to do this video 2 ways, which I didn't know at the time, but the first way I'm doing it is using a pre-bought fish and chip batter. I picked up this Clubhouse English style fish and chips since it said it's English style. It's already a batter mix. It is vegan, and you're just going to need, well, actually I didn't even check. you just need vegetable oil for frying. As I said, about half a bag, and then cold water. And yeah, I'm just going to mix this and use it and hope that that turns out well. Okay, so I just put in, it said half the pack was about 1 cup, so I put half a cup. I'm just going to do this much for now, and I guess I'll keep the rest of it in the brine in the fridge overnight and make more. Now, this is exactly what they said in terms of the measurements. So it is on the thick side, and I don't know if it's like a beer infused batter or not, but when I do make this from scratch, I will do the beer batter. I've got my deep fryer going, and I have a pan here, which I'm going to try this first because I want to put the fries in there. I want to test. I'm going to see how maybe a piece fries up in here, but I also want to sort of see if it will just work well in a small frying pan where you have a bit of oil. So let me start with any piece, I guess. I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to one of the smaller ones, and there we go. That's one, and that's number 2 right over there. Okay, well, what I wanted to sort of test was how the batter stays together, because you know when you deep fry, if you have a flour, you know, you can get like that kind of the batter sticking all over the, like falling and clogging up your deep fryer. So now that I see that that has come out pretty well, I am going to put the next pieces in my deep fryer. Put this nice piece right in there and get the full deep frying effect happening right there. Yep. Definitely a nice batter. Definitely a nice batter. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. Although, Chloe, we bring those back. I just want to show the full. These ones look more fish-like, so you know you can cut them to be more fish-like. These were the bigger ones, and you know, like maybe that one was the last one to go in the pan, so a little darker. But you know, it smells good. The batter I like, and we will taste and let you know what we think. Okay, guys. So my daughter took her portion and took off. So I'm going to. Well, it's been out of the deep fryer for a little bit, but let me cut a piece. Okay, I want to see how. I mean, look at that. It already just like this looks good, doesn't it? Oh my God, this is delicious. This batter, this is delicious. This is a fantastic way to cook eggplant. Loving this. And these are my fries. So honestly, this is a hit. And that batter is gonna get me, like I didn't do all of it, but like half of that batter would do 1 full eggplant. This is great, guys. I love it. Okay, look at this. Look how beautiful this looks. Look how legit it looks. And the batter that I got was just $2.99. It's actually cheaper at Fortino's than Food Basics. So I've just put a little lemon on my fish, my eggplant fish, and let me just give this another try with a bit of the lemon on there, guys. Okay. I forgot my tartar sauce. I mean, obviously it doesn't taste quite like fish, but it really gives you that fish and chip experience. Just gonna put a bit of tartar sauce on this piece as well. That's my homemade, like just the mayo and relish tartar sauce. Okay, so let's do the whole bite now like this. Yeah, oh my gosh. What a difference even just having the tartar sauce with that flaky batter makes. It's like you're eating a piece of fish. Literally, the experience of fish and chips is right here. Now time for the second version of this. I was looking for banana blossoms, couldn't find them, but I did find hearts of palm, so that's what we're going with for this version of my fish and chips. That's what they look like. I got the ones that came whole. Oops, I'm dripping that. And I'm going to take them out and I guess try to slice them down the middle. So it kind of has a sweet smell. And I was like, what does it remind me of? And I think it just hit me. It has a smell of corn. I guess like corn in the can. So that kind of sweetness. So I don't know if hearts of plum have a natural sweetness to it, but it's reminding me of corn. So I'm gonna try to cut this one into 3 longer pieces so they won't be so thick. Well, the eggplant wasn't necessarily too thick either, but I just want you to see. You see, even as I cut them, you can see like the stringiness of it, like the flakiness. So these are gonna be like fish sticks because they have that fish stick look, but you know, when they're battered, we'll see how they are. So my pieces are gonna be like this. I'm gonna get them cut up and I'm going to get them soaking. So I just have my brine that I made from the other day and I saved it in the fridge because I thought, why not reuse that? I'm going to add some of my nori sheets to that. You can do anything to up the fishy flavor. Okay, so we are upping the fish flavor. I actually left this in the fridge for 2 days. So you're gonna start with 3/4 of a cup of flour and 1/4 cup of rice flour. If you don't have the rice flour, you can use all-purpose flour. 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. I'm gonna do the same 1/8 of a teaspoon paprika. 1/4 teaspoon onion powder. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm gonna mix that up. I'm gonna put a teaspoon of baking powder. So I just picked up a can of beer, this Laker Lager. You're gonna put about a cup of beer in here. Now I know what the batter looked like from the pre-made batter. So if it's too thin, I'll add a little more flour. If it's too thick, I'll just add a bit more beer, I guess. Definitely on the thick side. So I'm gonna add a little more of the beer. Look, this looks like, if it cooks like that, it would be like one nice big kind of fluffy piece. Let's try it. So I forgot that the one thing that was suggested was to dip it in the rice flour. This is just rice flour I made in my Blendtec. Just took rice and blended it up. So dip it in there, then dip it in here. And we're gonna see, it's very thick. It's extra poofy. Hey, look at this. Now, that batter really thickens up and looks amazing on there, doesn't it? All right, guys, I'm making some fries, but let me try a piece. Where's the piece that was, okay, this is one of the first ones I did here. Okay, look at that. Oh my God, what a crunch. Honestly, that beer batter is everything. And that's the piece of fish inside. I mean, it's far more batter than the fish, at least on this piece. It's really good. I'll be back tasting a bigger piece to let you know what I think. But probably better than the eggplant. Let me kind of taste that piece with that part right there. And I have an idea with regards to my kelp granules, which is to have more that I would dust in there as well before with the rice flour before I put it into the batter. Okay, here's my daughter. How do you feel about the? It has a stronger fish taste than I was expecting. Oh, it does, huh? You can show them. Well, I soaked that one for like a few days, right? Mm-hmm. The batter's good. Batter's amazing. I mean, yeah. All right, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are, and have you tried any vegan fish and chips? And if so, how have you made yours? See you in the next video.